Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 7, Episode 60, where we watch Golden Bachelor, Season 1, Episode 4. And can I give you some friendly advice? Zip it! I'm Chris Lorenz.
I wonder why they call it pickleball. This is Noah Singer.
I'm ready to get dirty. This is Maxi Daxi.
Ooh.
Those were all references, those were all quotes from this week's show. But last week, we watched Surviving Paradise, and we put a poll up on X, formerly known as Twitter. And you guys voted it a bottom third show. So tell us what you thought about this week's show on X, formerly known as Twitter. Noah, what was that show?
Yes. One hopeless romantic is given a second chance at love in a search for a partner with whom to share the sunset years of life. That is The Golden Bachelor on the American Broadcasting Company.
Thank you, Noah. So, as we all know, this is The Bachelor. We haven't done a Bachelor in a long time.
But this one's special.
This one's with, how old is he? 70? 72?
71. 71, sorry.
Oh, man. I was so close. Yes. Just really shooting around it.
Yeah, man.
All right. So we've done The Bachelor and we've done The Bachelorette before. But has anyone, Noah or Max, have you ever watched a full season of The Bachelor before?
Absolutely. There is one that I caught at least like 60% of. I think it was... We watched a Bachelorette with a lady named Rachel, possibly, and I watched that season.
And I have not.
I've only watched the episodes we've done for the podcast, I think. So my familiarity is a little low, but we tend to do the first episode of these. So now we're just doing like a middle episode, and I've been keeping up. I've seen all of the announced episodes, which is 7 episodes, and the finale is next week. I'll get a little bit more into what I think of this season, but we can go over this episode first. So this episode, they have a team date where they play pickleball. Then there's a one-on-one date where they go ATVing. And then there's a rose ceremony. So that's kind of the big beats of the episode.
Yeah. It's good beats.
There's some fake drama in there. But,
Oh, man. We got to talk about this because I'm like, the only drama in this whole show so far has been this Kathy and Teresa drama.
Teresa.
So Teresa had some awesome date with Gary and is like hanging off with Gary, and Kathy is not. And Kathy does not like when Teresa talks about these dates and how poorly she is doing with this wonderful man. And it's just like, okay, you're doing poorly. You're not going to make it very far in the show. Like, it's over. I just don't know why the show keeps hampering on it.
Yeah, I mean, they're painting her as like a villain type. And I don't know if she deserves that, but they're really trying to push it.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think they had a lot of interesting things to show for this show. Like, all the women kind of get along, except for Kathy and Teresa. And all the events they do, like... I don't want to watch old people play pickleball. I just don't want to do it. Like, it's not interesting.
I mean, it could just be that we're not the target audience for this, but I agree.
Yeah.
Like, who is watching this? Are old people watching this? Are, Bachelor super fans watching this? All of the above?
I can tell you the Bachelor super fan I know, Stephen White.
Yeah.
He was really enjoying this season of The Bachelor.
Okay.
Versus he's excited to watch this season.
He is.
When new episodes come out, and he's not excited to watch regular episodes of The Bachelor.
Wow.
But he does it anyway because he's a super fan.
Yeah. He is still watching it for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure he's watching it twice anymore, but he used to watch each episode twice.
You gotta watch for those subtleties.
I mean, you gotta. We tried. I tried to do a bracket for this thing on bracketology, and I just stopped caring after like week 2.
Yeah, same.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For anyone I was playing with.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's okay.
It's also like you really got to pay attention to who everyone is because it's just like generic, like women. Like I don't think they have like a personality to them.
Generic women.
No, this is so true of most Bachelor stuff I've seen where everybody's like, okay, the people with loud personalities are the ones you meet in like episode 1, and they're usually off within episode 2 or 3.
Right.
You know, people who show up in a penguin suit or got some weird shit about them. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Well, so the first episode, I could give you some information on what happened when. So everyone got off this bus or whatever, and they all kind of just like professed how ready for love they are. And one of the women flashed hit Gary.
Whoa.
She said she was wearing her birthday suit.
Which one?
And like, I don't know. I think it might have been Teresa, but I'm not entirely sure.
So, are we gonna do spoilers throughout the episode? Like, because we watched episode 4. They're at least at episode 8 or something.
They're on. They just released episode 7, which is the girls' tell-all, which I half watched today. I mean, like, I don't know if I can really spoil anything because
Nothing
I
happens.
could obviously. I could tell you who the final 2 are.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. But I don't think there's not really a point to it. Like I just like have a general feel of how I feel about the show. Anyway, I'm going to try to avoid spoilers for our audience.
That's okay. Yeah, then let's avoid them. That's I'll just be consistent.
We'll leave them till the end. I'll try to if you really want to know.
Yeah,
but I will definitely fill you in on like episodes 1 through 3. If there's anything interesting to talk about. But anyway, so one of the funny things about this pickleball tournament is one of the women actually in their Chiron says she's a pickleball player. Like,
yeah, she's a captain of her like community league. She's in it,
and shockingly, she won the pickleball tournament.
That's not shocking. She is a captain of a pickleball team. I think it would be shocking if she lost.
Oh, I meant that sarcastically.
Obviously. I got you, Chris.
Okay. I was like, did it not sound sarcastic? I'm confused.
No.
And what did they get for winning the tournament, Noah?
They got to be on the cover of In Pickleball magazine.
And this woman was so excited to be on this magazine. The other thing they also got was a kiss from Gary.
Yeah. They got that kiss. But then they got the kisses were pretty quick in sequence. So, it was fast.
They were definitely friend kisses. They were not like love kisses.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so there's 8 women at the beginning of this episode, I think, and there's only 4 left after the end of this episode. So, like, he really cuts, like, the cruft out in this episode for sure.
He's going through them.
Anything else interesting about this pickleball thing? Oh.
The fake commentary.
Yeah. So we got Jesse Palmer coming back in, resident Bachelor you can't get rid of, and he does a good job commentating. I'll give him that.
Wait, is Jesse Palmer a wrestler? This is a different. No, that's Jesse Ventura. Sorry,
different guy.
Similar in that they are both named Jesse. different, as in one was a governor, and one is a Ryan Seacrest-like character.
All right. Yeah. And they also bring in somebody else from Bachelor Nation. The first Bachelorette, which I don't know her name.
Nope.
Not in
I don't have it.
Let's just use Timothy, the first Bachelor.
So the other thing is that April, one of the people playing pickleball, had a fake fall. She said she what did she say? She broke her ankle?
Yeah. But
Which
you
is
know,
clearly false.
That was great.
Gary just cozies on up to her. And then, they have a cutaway where she's like, actually, I am totally fine. Wink.
Wink. Tee-hee.
Yeah.
Tee-hee.
That was...
Can we talk about the elephant in the room? We've been dancing around the subject.
This
guy's name is Gary.
Gary.
Not Gary. Not Jerry. Gary.
Gary. So wait,
Yeah,
you're not
just-
saying Gary?
No, his name is Gerry.
And it's pronounced like Gary, like Gary.
Very similar.
It's
It's with a G and not a ga.
Yeah.
Gary.
Gary.
Gary. Oh,
Yeah, that's crazy.
oh.
But
That's not.
that's true.
Why
That's
would the
real life for
producers
this
cast
man.
him? Like, he's a nice guy, but why would they cast him? He can't have a name like that on TV.
I agree. Maybe they just hope people don't
can't,
realize.
He can't have a name like that. Cannot.
No, I mean, or at least change his name for the show.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
All right. Let's talk about this ATV date. They go ATVs.
Wait. Okay. No. Hold on. I gotta.
Oh my gosh! I asked if people had more minutia.
Well, the internet was like streaming through. I just anyway. So, on ABC.com, I'm on the profile of Gary Turner. So they say it's in like phonetic spelling how to say his name. GAIR -EE. Gary.
Okay.
It's
All
Gary.
right.
Yeah.
Isn't that Gary?
Gary. Doesn't matter. Talking about going on a date with Leslie here on the ATVs, and Gary was apparently going too fast for Leslie. So then Leslie went first, and then they had the "let me hold on to the back of you," and she flirted with Gary a bunch about the best part was when I got to hold on to you, and then Gary was like, the best part was me feeling your boobs on my back, and it was a very lovely ATV getting dirty date.
Yeah.
Then the second best part was that shower they took together. They didn't do that. But
I was about to say I missed that part. I don't remember the boob line either. But I was gonna let you roll with that. They did go in a hot tub in the middle of the desert together, which is I was wondering how they were powering that. That was confusing.
yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Maybe they don't need to. They just power it with the sun.
Sun powered. Huh. I didn't know you can get energy from the sun. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's called. Have you seen those things called plants? They get the energy from the sun.
Oh yeah, like those people on TV. They put them in there to, distract. Yeah.
I guess the other thing that happens while they're on this ATV date, the women play "Never Have I Ever" with ice cream, which was a interesting scene. One of the women was lactose intolerant, eating ice cream.
Yeah, that's
not,
cruel.
not a good idea.
Should have gotten her some. They make that vegan ice cream now.
Right, exactly. That's the producers being assholes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Shitty. Who's the worst human being? The producers for making her do that.
I don't know if anyone made her eat that ice cream.
I don't think anybody made her miss her daughter's wedding.
So the second producers, and they're like, "Oh, So let's go. So we're gonna jump ahead, but so she's on a show. She's missing her daughter's wedding, and Gary has a big surprise. What could it
Gary.
be? Gary. Let's FaceTime. Come on, producers, fly her out. Fly her out. Like
Gary
Bachelor
is so
movie.
thoughtful to let
Bachelor
her
movie.
FaceTime her own daughter on her wedding day. What a thoughtful man.
Like I couldn't believe how much they were gushing for allowing a FaceTime. This is like prison. Like you get your phone call. Like, oh man, thank you, Mr. Warden.
Oh,
You know,
like
come on.
everything. There is not a single bad thing Gary has done the entire show. Not a single thing. So anything he does is like, this is like he's Jesus. He just turned water into wine. He just let this woman that couldn't have her cell phone have her cell phone for like 2 minutes to talk to her daughter on her wedding day. Like, she's not even there for the pictures. Like, that's like, everything. Unless, like, offer to at least Photoshop you into the photos or something. Like, I'm not sure you have your priorities straight when you're on this reality show and you miss your daughter's wedding.
Okay, but Chris, what would make it okay? What situation would make this acceptable? I think if this is the daughter's like 7th wedding, then it's acceptable.
7? What's the cutoff? What's the cutoff, Max? It's the 5th wedding, it's not okay. But the 7th wedding, totally okay.
I think by 5th, if you haven't caught on by now, that's not important.
I think the 3rd one.
I mean, the sad thing is that she gets kicked off this episode. She's done.
Sandra?
I thought so.
I don't think so.
Oh.
No,
No, it's two white ladies.
She doesn't make it very far.
No.
Okay.
You wait. You said let's not do spoilers.
Wow.
And fuck it. I'll just make the rules up as I go along. Oh.
Well, I thought I didn't write down who got kicked off because that's not how The Bachelor works. So I thought she got kicked off. I'm sorry.
Wait, you didn't write down who got kicked because that's not how The Bachelor works. What do you mean they kick them off every episode?
No. They keep people. They don't kick. Like they didn't say. They didn't say. Oh, Leslie, you're gone. No, they said, Leslie, you stay.
That's some real word. I mean, yes, I know what you mean, but oh, buddy.
Well, like it's harder to write down people's names when their names aren't written down. Well, like aren't announced. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest. I was pretty out of the show by the end because this is the second time I watched it, and it barely deserved one watch, let alone 2 watches.
But you gave it 2 watches. Explain why are you doing 2 watches of a show that you don't?
Because I didn't take notes the first time.
Oh no.
Rough.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And I took 6 notes, so
6 notes.
It was well worth the effort. Anyway, now you got us distracted. This whole like not going to a wedding. There was also somebody that left the show earlier because her daughter got sick and she was like, I'm out. Like it's not like they didn't even like give her the chance to like, hey, go see your daughter, come back. No, she's gone.
Chris, she wouldn't be there for the right reasons. You gotta be there for love, not caring about your family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is true.
Get your head in the game.
That's fair. That's fair.
I wonder, do you think it's just because they can't risk any leaks of what's happening? And that's why they're so, like, locked down?
Maybe? I don't know.
Like, it's the only reason I can think of, right? Like, why this other woman, like, the daughter got sick, or, like, the wedding. It's like, it's too lucrative that there's so many people that know these people are and say, look, I'll give you $100,000 right now, right? Like, just tell us something. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, why?
I don't think it's worth anywhere near $100,000 to know who wins the Golden Bachelor before. She wouldn't even know.
I mean, I don't know how many clicks TMZ would get, but they definitely like clicks.
Not $100,000 worth. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I have
Does
no
the
idea.
Bachelor? Does the winner of the Bachelor get money? Do we know that?
No, you get love.
Yeah.
You already have love.
No, I
This
mean,
is
you're
to
obviously
supplement your love.
you're being paid to be on the show, but there's no like, you don't win or lose. Like, they're not gonna
Sure
pay
you-
you to say, okay, I am gonna get married to somebody. That would be so fucked up.
So the lead of the Bachelor gets paid about $100,000.
Okay,
To be the Bachelor.
sure,
To be
that
the
makes
bachelor.
sense.
But there's been a range. Some have negotiated $250. On the contestant side, I'm not finding any reputable answers. Like I'm seeing like they don't get paid. They get paid a few $100 an episode or per day. But nothing I really trust.
Well, they get paid. They're on a TV show. They get paid. So
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a few today. Yeah.
all right, yeah. So then they do the rose ceremony,
Hmm.
and it's pretty emotional because
yeah.
Kathy gets kicked off. I do know that Kathy gets kicked off.
Yep.
That seemed very deserved based on the
yeah.
edit.
This was also the second episode with the Kathy versus Teresa situation. They kind of showed a couple clips of it when they went over the situation, but like the episode before was the real, like, Teresa was like so upset that Kathy was upset that I was upset for how upset
Right.
Teresa was. I was
Well.
like, woman, you could talk about your date. Like, that's all. She was upset because she was talking about her date. And then Teresa profusely apologized and said, I can't believe I did that. I'm like, you talked about your date. There's nothing wrong with that.
Kathy's
Okay,
too
but,
much.
but, okay, devil's advocate. What if she's
Hey,
not
Kathy?
mad? What if she's not mad that she keeps talking about the date? She's just mad she keeps telling the same story over and over again. Because
No,
I
it's
would be
cl- you've
frustrated
seen-
by that.
You've seen this episode. You know that Kathy's just upset because Teresa has a better relationship with Gary. That's it. That's
don't-
what she's
I don't-
upset about.
I don't want to believe that 70-year-olds are this fucking childish.
Yeah, they are.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
And like this episode, you can really see how Gary's like, we don't give a fuck about the, like, I know what you're really upset about. And guess what? You gone. And you could see that in his face in this episode.
Yeah.
Well, so he sits down for a talk with Kathy after Teresa tells on her, and he sounds like a fucking principal. Like, do you know what you did? Tell me about why you did
Right.
that. Like,
It's so crazy.
weird father figure. Ugh.
Gross.
Yeah. Just weird dynamics.
Yeah.
All right.
This is
What
not
else
the
we got?
environment for Kathy.
I need to talk about just this show in general. Like, okay, so while these women show up and they're like, this guy's amazing. I can't wait to meet him. We're going to fall in love. And like,
Yeah.
you don't know anything about this guy. Do you just come up to some guy and flash him on the street and like,
Yeah.
where are we right now? Like, what is this like? It's just such a weird dynamic to even come into this show,
That doesn't happen to you.
and that clearly not. That would be great,
No.
but
Yeah.
like I'm just like that's the start of the show. Is all these women come in and pretty much love this guy without meeting him,
Yeah.
and like not a single bad thing, not a single thing other than Gary's a great guy has ever been aired on this show.
Have they ever
Yeah.
aired a Bachelor where, like, the Bachelor themselves is a piece of shit? Or the Bachelorette?
Yes, for sure.
Oh.
Oh.
Like,
I'm
to
not a
find out-
Bachelor fan, but there's definitely people that are like, I don't like this Bachelor or Bachelorette for various reasons.
Okay.
Like
Is it
during
just they're
the-
annoying or they're bad people?
Yeah.
I think both.
Okay.
Whoa.
But we need to get a Bachelor superfan. I tried. Couldn't happen. Didn't happen.
Yeah, like our extended pod universe is falling flat today. Like there's a lot of Bachelor heads, and
People are busy. It's fine.
Bachelor heads.
I don't know.
Anyway, and then the other thing that like this whole like 12 people, 12 women, one guy situation just creates heartbreak. Like at the end of this, if you're not in love with two of the people, you fucked up. Like you did something wrong. Like you purposely decided to only be in love with one. Like, or you're in love with none. I just think that you're setting yourself up for making like really hard decisions, breaking somebody's heart. Like when you're down to the final four and you came into the show loving somebody, thinking you love somebody, and then by the time you're the fourth one left, like you 100% love this guy. Like it's like
you don't actually. You're taking them at their word. Don't do that. These are normal.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're normal. Nobody actually loves this guy. They gotta do this fucking song and dance so they can be on the show.
Yeah, like there's a reason they act all similar. The producers are coaching them, and also like this is like the 50th like season of The Bachelor. Like we do like BIP, Bachelorette, right? Like all in, probably like around 50. Right, it's like at this point, I don't even know how much the producers even need to coach. Right, like people know the game.
Right. Yeah.
It's like when you spin the wheel on Wheel of Fortune, you clap. You clap when the other people spin. They don't got to tell you that. You clap. You know you're supposed to clap.
I 100% guarantee you there's a clap sign at Wheel of Fortune.
I did not know you have to clap for Wheel of Fortune, but I also don't watch very much.
I think that's a good point, Chris. I agree that analogy can fall there, but I think you get the idea that people have seen it enough. They know what to do.
I did find apparently there's this like I'm falling in love with you has to be said first, and then I love you has to be said after that. Apparently the Bachelor thing.
They always say I'm falling in love with you. I don't think people don't say that IRL.
People don't say IRL in IRL.
I'm people.
Max is people.
Yeah, that's true.
Max is people.
All right.
But nonetheless, people don't say that.
I don't know. I'm just saying I saw these women at like the final four. They definitely looked very upset. Like I believe you that maybe in a normal Bachelor season, I just don't think these 70-year-olds like have realized the situation they are in. And they needed to keep a healthy distance, which they didn't.
You think these 70-year-olds are naive? They have wisdom. They know what they're getting into.
I think they just want love, Noah. And Gary's such a great guy. They just want to sit and play pickleball on his mansion with the grandkids.
They do want love, but like I think they are fully aware. They are, for the most part, pretty educated. A lot of them, or they're very accomplished in what they've done in their lives. Like I would say, they have a pretty sharp head on their shoulders.
Like the pickleball captain.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. I'm looking at all their profiles. Like they're all fairly accomplished at different things. So, like I don't think they're being hoodwinked here. Like they know what they're doing.
I never said they were being hoodwinked. There's just like you're on the show and you're trying to get this guy's affection and you're getting it. I just don't understand how you guys say that. No, they can't love this guy. And I'm just saying, like, I've seen them. They look like they're in love.
Yeah,
they're acting like they're in love. Like, I'm not like, I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, no. I thought you were saying like the whole thing. They're just being too like clueless, and I'm like, I don't think so. But yeah, I agree. I think they could be in love. I don't argue that. I agree.
Like even Gary like looked really like when he had to go from 3 to 2. That dude looked like it was rough.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And that's just like you're signing up for this. This just does not seem like a healthy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just like, I feel like maybe I'm just like not hot enough to be in this whole like, do you want like in some sort of romantic entanglement of trying to figure out between like four people which one like they love? Like it just like seems like a terrible situation to get into.
Yeah. Max, do you think Chris is hot enough? I think so.
To be the Golden Bachelor?
I
got a lot of time to get ready for the Golden Bachelor.
I think Chris could pull it off.
The senior tour.
Yeah, you got it, Chris. You got it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
There's one thing I want to talk about, which is I can't believe they were able to cast Kris Jenner on this show. Nobody liked my joke. Okay. There was one of them that looked like Kris Jenner.
It took me a second, but now I understand.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Okay. I tried.
Like, to me,
can't blame a guy for trying.
No, it is too believable that she would be. And so I was like, wait, did I miss something? And
no, there's just this lady on the show who looks like Kris Jenner.
Right. Yeah. No.
What's her name?
I don't fucking know. Let's see.
Do you want me to give it to you, Max?
Susan. Susan looks like Kris Jenner.
Correct. Susan. Yeah.
All right. Should we get to questions? I think it's time for
Whoa. So Susan, on her Bachelorette biography on ABC.com. So every Bachelorette has 3 fun facts about them. I am reading these verbatim.
Okay.
First one. Susan has a pair of pink go-go boots that she loves. Susan loves eating leftovers from the night before. Susan dreams of having lunch with Kris Jenner.
Whoa. Okay, so she knows.
She's going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is all just a ploy so she can have dinner with Kris Jenner.
Hey,
Get famous enough.
We're helping her out.
Yeah.
All right. Who's the worst human being? Do we go with Noah's suggestion of the ice cream producer?
No,
Yes.
I'm going to go with Chris for not laughing at my Kris Jenner joke.
Ooh.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure if I know what Kris Jenner looks like.
Oh, just Google it right now.
Yeah,
but like, I can't laugh at your joke if I don't know who that person is.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she is very famous.
That's fine. She can be famous,
Yeah.
but she doesn't need to be famous in my circle.
Yeah, that's true.
She's a Kardashian mom.
Okay. She might have been in that episode of
She absolutely
the
was.
Kardashians we watched, so I
She
just didn't know her
definitely
name was Chris. Yeah. She could be on the show. Do you think she's going to be the Golden Bachelorette? She might not be available, but
I don't know. I don't know if she's available.
Yeah,
I'm not up on my Jenner lore.
Yeah, she's pretty much in demand. Very high demand.
why is there all these Santa works hard but Kris Jenner works harder shirts?
I don't
She works
fucking.
She works hard. She works harder than Santa, I guess.
She's got some good SEO.
Santa's a bum, man. Works one day a year.
Okay. All right.
Who else is the worst human being?
Is it April for faking a fall
Yes.
and doing it very poorly?
Sold.
Or is it what's her face for missing the daughter's wedding?
Nah, I think it's possible she missed it for a good reason. Maybe she doesn't like the husbands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for the wedding, though. You guys can vote for whatever you want.
The weddings, the weddings. Yeah. There's too much when that happens. It's like, well, Gary, this is so important to be here. So I'm missing my. Come on, why? I just can't, I couldn't do it. Missing your daughter's wedding. Come on.
All right, let's do drinking rules. And I think we need to drink every time Gary gets a kiss or kisses somebody. No, you got one?
Every time something hurts, like their hip, their ankle, their back, their neck, their hands, their foot, take a drink.
Max, you got one?
Every time Gary goes on a date you wouldn't want to do yourself, take a drink.
Anytime somebody gets a rose, take a drink. Max, you got another one?
I'm gonna every time you think the producers are being assholes, take a drink.
Every time somebody says they're falling in love with you, you have to kind of dribble some alcohol down your throat, like so it falls in.
Yeah.
So you want to like kill people?
Yeah,
Okay.
they have
All
it
right.
coming.
Would this show be better as a TikTok or Quibi?
I have no idea. I think the
I'm
people
gonna
who
go-
watch it for the slow. Yeah.
I'm gonna go no, because then there'd be so much content in there of like, I can't believe I'm on TikTok. It's so amazing I'm on TikTok. My kids like this or whatever. I don't want to watch that.
You're not wrong.
I don't think it'd be good as a TikTok. I think there's just too much. There's like the show just works as this for you can't really shorten it enough. To, like,
And then they'd
put
have
it
to
as
do the
quickly.
dancing. They'd have to do the TikTok dances. You know, I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noah's convinced me. No TikTok.
The question is, if they changed it to just like a TikTok channel where like throughout the day they're making TikToks and you're finding out like who's doing like you do TikToks with Gary and like you just like it's a channel that goes through a couple months.
Yeah.
Like
That'd be
that could
very
be
compelling.
interesting.
That'd be very interesting. That's a much better show. That's a very
I am
good show.
positive there is a team at ByteDance who has studied this possibility and like it just doesn't work. If they haven't,
so?
fucking call us up.
Do they get into that type of curation? Like, do they like
I don't know.
bankroll content like that? I don't know.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not yet.
Like
at least.
I've
I mean,
definitely
we'll get there at some point.
Well, I follow some series, and they're definitely not good at like showing you the series in any particular order. Like if somebody posts like the latest one before you saw like the last two, they'll show you the latest one before they show you the ones before that.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
feel
don't
the
have
way-
any continuity.
Yeah, like I think you'd have to somehow be able to bookmark. I guess you could do it with like the screen overlay, like the thumbnail overlay, but like here's like when episode 1 begins and episode 2 ends, right? It'd be easy. It'd be nice. You can like then like quick jump different part rather than you're going to be scrolling then like finding the thumbnail. It says episode 2, right? It's like
I just think that they would have to like make a tab for it, and or like they'd have to make it a whole thing, and then that one is TikTok at that point. It's like that's a whole separate thing.
I mean, Instagram's done this in a interesting way. Like on an Instagram profile, you're able to build like a series of stories as one like book,
I mean,
kind of like multiple chapters.
They have a playlist feature. Once you have enough followers, they give you a playlist feature.
Oh, interesting. Oh, so yeah, I mean, you could probably you could hack that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. The TikTok's more focused on a shop right now. Now they have a shop.
Yeah. Oh, they are subsidizing that like anything. Like you get stuff dirt cheap on there at the moment. I don't know how much.
What you're
they're
saying is
putting
I
in
should
there.
buy something on TikTok Shop because it's
It's dirt cheap. Yeah, they must be. They're putting hundreds of millions. Like
I
all
saw
in.
they have the coat from the Matrix. You know that like
the
where
black one.
when they come into the thing with the guns and they're shooting people and they got the cool
That's cool.
Neo coat.
just to be clear, this isn't a serial killer code, right?
You know, do you think Neo? I mean, I saw Neo kill a bunch of people. So, were they real people? I don't know. That's up for debate.
That is very true. But yeah,
All right, what do you
check it out? The discounts are. Silly.
What do you love about the show, Noah? What do you love about the show?
I think what the show is trying to do, and ABC's doing it. Like, we are getting older, not just us, and like the obviously time moves forward, but like the number of people that are alive, right? Like we are the baby boomers getting old, and they're gonna live in their 90s and 100, and so like 70s is not like the end of the road, right? It's literally like the next 20-30 years. And so I think it's cool to give broad exposure and make it more normal, right? Instead of The Bachelor being all like hot 20 somethings, it's like, just people living life. I think that's great. So I love that.
Wouldn't that be a detriment? Like, now we're still focusing on boomers. Like, can't we focus on us for a minute?
We don't get the middles. Yeah, the middles. Yeah, I guess we could do the middles. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, in terms of all the dating shows we've watched on this podcast, the best ones are the ones when you target the 30, like the late 30s, early 40s.
It is. Yeah, they are. Like, I'm thinking of like My Mom, Your Dad.
Yeah.
Like
that was a little later than that, I think, too. They already had kids.
Yeah, that felt like 60s plus.
No, they were like
50s plus.
40,
yeah,
50s,
you're right.
They were
like 40 sweet spot. Yeah.
We watched that one. It was like Atlanta with a bunch of. It was on like.
Brother husband?
No, it was like Love something. It was weird.
Love.
Anyway, that was one of the better ones. I have to look at. I'll have to see if I can.
Yeah. What about age gap love, Chris?
No, but you do make a good point. Like I do think you're right. For some reason, it makes the best content. It's like late 30s, early 40s, or maybe just appeals to us the most.
Max, what do you love about this show?
I liked the ATV. That was cool. I didn't really like that much of the show, okay? You know what? I liked the Never Have I Ever sequence. That'll always make me happy.
Did you put your did you eat some ice cream, I guess? That's what they called it?
I was not personally eating ice cream along with them, if that's the question.
But would you have had to eat ice cream?
I'm taking that shit to the fucking grave.
To the grave.
I don't remember what the show was. We did it on the podcast. I'd have to. Maybe I'll keep looking it up. What I love about the show, I mean, the women seem pretty genuine from my eyes. They seem like, they lived a life and you get to know them a bit. And I think that's kind of, they're like growing even, I think, as people, as you watch the show and figure out like that they actually do want love. A lot of them were like, I'm not sure if I want love, or they've been out of it and they just come on the show and they're like, oh yeah, I can have these feelings again. And I think that's the best part about the show.
Yeah.
And the worst part is 16 people, one guy. Just like put some more guys in there. Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this to people?
Money.
Is it money? Because you could just make
ads.
Golden Bachelor BIP.
Okay.
Gold Bachelor in Paradise.
Gets them in the conversation.
So
You know?
what is the next special edition Bachelor gonna be?
I think. Well, is this been a hit? Do we know?
I think so. I think people like it.
I'm getting people that like it, but does it like actually getting good ratings?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Well, I'm trying to see. It sparks with streaming viewers. That's the
Okay, this is the headline
TLDR on Hollywood Reporter.
Here's
Spark.
deadline from The Golden Bachelor boasts franchise best 3-day audience in over 2 years
Wow. So
Okay.
with the hometown dates episode. So
people like it.
I think they're gonna
People like it.
take this train and like
I
rub
mean,
it into the
so-
ground, run it into the ground. Golden Bachelorette is next.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think the other thing is like, are they going to go with an older generation with other shows, right? Other hit series like Golden Survivor.
The Golden Master Chef Jr. The Golden Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, there's a lot of man. Should we start a
I was
production
just gonna
company
ask
that's
you,
specialized-
Max.
Yeah.
Would this show be better if everyone was naked?
You tell me, Chris. You tell me.
Absolutely not.
It would be golden.
It'd be golden. I did find the show I was talking about. We watched it this season called Ready to Love.
Yep. That's right.
Which was
and
it?
you actually mentioned these people being ready for love earlier in the show.
Oh.
I was thinking about Ready to Love. I just didn't bring it up.
All right. Well, we do a rating system where we stack rank between other reality shows. We got top, middle, bottom, third, and some people stack rank in their stack ranks. Max, what do you got for me?
Middle third, bottom of the middle. I don't need to justify myself.
Mr. I don't like anything in this show. Puts it in the middle.
It was just boring.
Noah, what do you got for me?
So, I think it's a solid middle show. It moves along. It's Bachelor basics. Like, despite the peppermint and spice they put into it, it's still Bachelor basics. So it's a very solid middle. And I watched it with my wife. She put it middle, bottom of the middle, though. She has no yearning to watch more of it.
Yearning. Does anyone yearn to watch more
Maybe.
of anything? Like, yearn, I feel like is a really strong word.
I mean,
No?
Sometimes
I've never-
you yearn.
can you?
All
So, no. I have a challenge.
Okay.
We can report back next week. Challenge is, we each of us once at work have to use the word yearn, but in a positive sense. Like, I yearn to do that. It doesn't need, you can be describing your weekend. It doesn't need to be like a work topic, but at work you have to use the word yearn. And just see what happens. Well, just see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Anyway,
Yeah. I
my
yearn to learn.
rating, I'm really struggling with this rating because the more I watch of the show, the more I dislike it. Like, I don't, like, I
Yeah.
just don't understand this whole, like, 12 people, one guy. Like, it's making watching the final episodes, like, terrible. Like, like, you see someone's soul get crushed. Like, that's not good. Like, I don't want to see that. I can't believe people like that, like this kind of format. So it's like, I don't know. It's weird to me. So for that alone, just the 12 people, I'm going to put it in the bottom third. Forget it. Put it in the bottom.
Damn.
Wow.
Maybe I was too easy on it.
That's ageist, Chris.
I put any Bachelor in the bottom. This is probably the best version of The Bachelor.
That's sexist.
That might be sexist.
Yep.
All right. So tell us what you thought about the show on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Who Put This On. Now, we do some shout outs of other stuff we've been watching or playing or reading. Max, you have a shout out this week?
I recently watched Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. They were fine. I like a good time loop movie.
Noah, any shout outs?
Actually, sorry, I do have another one. I rewatched the end of Invincible Season 1 and started Invincible Season 2. And that show is the best superhero any sort of media out there.
Whoa. And this is that Apple or?
It's on Prime Video.
It's on
Invincible. Oh, that's animated, right?
Yeah. It's so fucking good.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
It's kind of like The Boys, but animated, but better.
Okay. Wow.
Give it one episode, make it through the ending.
Yeah, you have to watch the whole episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so but by the end of episode 1, you're hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I'll bite. I yearn.
Report back to us. You have homework. You gave us homework. You get homework.
I yearn to learn. So, I will complete that challenge if you promise me you will complete your challenges.
Sure.
Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Noah. What's your shout out this week?
I got a few. One, I'm gonna shout out NFL football. You know,
Never heard of it.
People might be familiar with it, but yeah, football. Started a show called Blackbird on Apple TV. It is not new, but so far so good. Quite entertaining. And then shout out to the Cherry Tomato Boys. The Curse. Nathan Fielder has a true scripted show. And yeah, it is weird. You assume it's going to pay dividends. If it wasn't a Nathan Fielder show, I think this would completely fly under the radar because it's like too much performance art to a certain degree. But excited to see the dividends it pays.
I have been watching Rick and Morty season 7, and the last episode was really good. It was a canon episode, if you know what I'm talking about, and I really enjoyed it. And going with, I guess, same theme as I've been playing High on Life, the Squanch game that got released last year. It's pretty funny. I really, I'm really enjoying my time with it. It's interesting. I don't know how much Roiland had to do with that game, but I don't know. Pretty funny. I like it. So, Squanch. So next week we're going to be doing the 007 show on Amazon Prime. Race to a Million or something. Is that what it's called? Doesn't matter.
When I think of James Bond, I always think about how he's running to get some money.
I always think of misogyny and sexism. So that's what I think of. Anyway, that's it for us this week. You can tell us what you thought about this show on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/WhoPutThisOn. You can email us questions and suggestions at WhoPutThisOn@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.